All right, we're back. So, complementary, just a reminder, right? It would be a right angle formed by those angles that meet. And supplementary, think of a hat, right? They form 180 degrees. Okay, so 90 degrees. It's right to complement someone, and the other one is the hat, right? Supplementary. So keep that in mind. So now I'm gonna expose you to problems where angles might be outside the triangle. Outside the triangle, you should try to find a straight angle or a right angle to possibly find angles inside the triangles, okay? So you're gonna wanna do that to get you started. So let's look at this example here that I've selected. The captain of a boat sees 2 points of land, point C. So this is the boat right here. And so there's point A, right? Where am I saying? Point C is 1.8 kilometers east of the boat. So right to the side here, this would be east, right? Make sure you write that down. East is here, and that's 1.8 kilometers. And the other one is point A is at a bearing of, can you highlight that? It's not used commonly. We don't use bearings unless you're a captain of a boat or you navigate the ocean. You usually don't use bearings a whole lot. If you travel through the forest, then you should probably know about bearings, right? It tells you what direction you should be going. One thing for sure is this is north up here. And when it comes to bearings, it'll be 0 degrees. So if somebody says go zero at a bearing of 0 degrees, you're going straight up north. If you're going 12 degrees, then you start from the 0 and you move over 12 degrees like that. And what you should notice right there, you have the east and the north line. Watch this. If this is east and this is north, you have a 90-degree angle right there formed. Okay, that's what's happening at that corner right there. So to find this little sliver in here, right, the orange, you got to subtract 12 degrees, obviously, right? The 12 degrees that is formed here, you got to subtract that from 90, right? Okay, so angle B is 90 degrees minus 12. It'll be very obvious whether it's a 90 or a 180, right? In this case, it is a 90. So that is 78 degrees. And this is now inside the triangle. So if you have, right, I'm going to say that, hey, this is now 78. I was able to bring in an angle inside that triangle using complementary angles. So if you forget about complementary angles, don't worry about it. Just remember what I'm doing here. What did I do? Right? Once they start talking compass directions, you form a 90 there, right? Could have been the same scenario going west. There it is. So, very important. This would have been step number 1, right? That is this right here. I'm going to say before you even do anything, this was the first step. And now you see that you have a pair, right? What is it asking me for again? Right, how far is the boat from point A, right? They're essentially asking me for this side right here. Okay, so I need to allow me to do this because it's too busy here. I don't like it too crowded. So we're just gonna draw out our triangle. We have the 78 here. We have the 2.5 here. This is point C. This is point A, and this is the boat, right? We know that this is 1.8. And the ultimate question is this side. This is what I call side X, right? That's the ultimate question. They want that. Okay, so how do I proceed? How do I start? Do I have a pair? Yes, sir. Right there. So my second step will be to figure out, you need to solve for something, right? You need to start somewhere. So I'm going to use my pair. You're paying attention, right? Hopefully. Right. So this is what I call like a multi-step progress. Okay, you're paying attention, right? So I can't, like, if I wanna find this side, I need that angle, which I don't have. But what are they giving me? They give me this side, right? So if I put that side down, I'm gonna put this in kilometers so we know that's the side length. I need to find sine of this. I need to find that angle. So I'm gonna go sine A like that. Does that make sense? I hope so. So let's go ahead and find angle A. You should be able to do this by now. So I cross multiply, and then I divide. I think I will manage to fit in the decimal here. Better start with a 0. Remember, I keep on telling you that. And that's 0.704. Let's just go dot, dot, dot after that. So angle A is sine inverse of 0.704 dot, dot, dot. Angle A is 44.77 degrees. That's not the answer, is it? It's important, but it's not the answer. So I will box this in to show you. This was step number 2. Okay. So step number 1, I got an angle inside the triangle. That's always number 1. You need some angles, right? Step number 2, I proceeded to solve for angle A, right? Step number 3 will be angle C is 180 minus the 78 minus the 44.77 that I just found. And when you subtract all of that, you get 57.23 degrees. This is step number 3. They won't always be this crazy. Like, this would be definitely on the harder side because there's so much that needs to happen. Okay. Now, right, I am able to solve for x. Okay. Now I'm able to solve for x. So let's do that here. Fourth step, sine of 78 over 2.5. That's the original pair there. I'm going to use sine of 57.23 over x. And I'm going to do some highlighting when I'm done this. You cross multiply and divide. You might tell me, why do you always do, but seriously, why don't you go sine of this times that? Right? Do it in the order, because sometimes 2.5 multiplies the angle and it just throws everything off. It depends on what kind of calculator you have. Here it is, 2.15 kilometers. That is the ultimate answer. Distance from boat to point A. Let me just go back there. Which one hadn't I hadn't used? So this angle right here is the one that I use here, right? And if you go even further back to your original, it's this one here, right? Sorry. So sine law, sine law, sine law. Could you have used cosine law at some point? You could have. I just got to do one example. So I want you to try page 36. Most questions are not complementary. Most questions are actually supplementary. So I will put this down, homework, page 36. So I don't know if you want to write that down on page 32 at the bottom there somewhere, so you know that's the one to try. And I will give you the answer if you just bear with me for a bit. You started already. I'll give you the answer.